Michael Webster and Denise Brown from Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in life and property insurance. Don't take chances with your family's future.
And now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner. The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies. Give them a call, 949-6211, and also by Cayman Insurance Center. Celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. Brought to you every Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 until 9 a.m. 2 segments today, and I'm pleased to put the spotlight on our first guest and hear more about Powder Monkey. I'm pleased to have back in studio with me Ms. Lydia Ray, owner-founder of Powder Monkey Gourmet Treats Limited. After the 8 o'clock news and weather update, we'll put the focus and spotlight on 100 plus women who care in the Cayman Islands doing great things. So we want to encourage you to stay with us for the entire show as usual, and we thank you for your continued support. Without further ado, Ms. Ray, welcome back.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. It is a pleasure to be here once again. How long has it been?
Quite a while. I know I've gorged myself on those about 3 years, I'm quite sure. 2-3 years.
2-3 years, yes, indeed.
Gorged myself that morning on those delightful marshmallows.
Thank you so much.
My favorite is still passion fruit, and then my next is coconut. But I see you're still up to doing things, and now it's looking like plantains.
Oh, yes. The creativity never stops. You know, we are constantly looking at what is available in the market, what we can add to the market, what can we do, because Powder Monkey Gourmet Treats is all about creating an experience for our customers and our consumers, our foodies. Mm-hmm. And you really think that it's a product you're buying, but it's not a product. It's an experience. Uh-huh. It is an experience for your senses. So when you taste our products, it's like nothing that you've tasted before, and it leaves a memorable impression.
Well, I know this is something you've taken just an outright hobby and turned it into a business. But for those who may just be hearing, and obviously I think they may be living on their rock, because those marshmallows has just put a different meaning altogether. Your marshmallows.
Thank you.
Let's hear how you turned this hobby into a business.
Well,
to put it into perspective.
Okay, so what had happened was I'm always in the kitchen. I am a big cook. I think I've come from a family of people who enjoy, both men and women, mm-hmm. who enjoy being in the kitchen and creating different things. And so I'm always experimenting. I drive people around me crazy because I'm always, taste this. And I had done it one Christmas. And people came to me and they're like, could you possibly do this for us for gifts? Uh-huh. I hadn't even thought about doing that because I just give stuff away. And so when they said that, I was like, oh, okay, I guess people are enjoying it that much. I hadn't even thought that far.
Right.
And so bit by bit, gradually, I started to entertain the idea of taking it further than just the small group of friends or family. And so it just grew and it built from there. But the other side of that, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but the other side of that is I come from an education background. I'm an educator. Mm-hmm. I'm a lot of things. Educator is one. And I was always telling, you have these keywords and phrases that we tell our students. You have to be risk takers and lifelong learners and challenge yourself and all these things. And I was like, here I am.
Mm-hmm. Practice what you preach.
Exactly. Let me take myself outside of this comfort zone I've developed for myself.
Yes.
And the long-term intention is to be able to go back to the students and here in the Cayman Islands, private, public, and say, look, this is what it takes to build and develop a mm-hmm. brand in the 21st century.
Right.
Yes.
Taking the risk.
Yes.
Now let's talk about what you've been up to, because it's obviously morphed into honey barbecue chips and blinking hot plantain
they
chips.
They are hot, not spicy.
They're hot.
They're hot.
Okay. Tell us.
Fire.
This is a new product that you've added to your line. And for those who are streaming us on YouTube, you'd see it on display in the middle of our table here.
Yes, yes.
Tell us about this one.
Okay, so sometimes it's amazing how ideas come to us. So there was an elderly lady, family friend from Guyana, and she would come and visit. My father has been telling me, you need to find a product that is less labor intensive, because marshmallows are labor intensive. People think, I once had someone ask me if I take the Kraft marshmallows and cut them up and put, that's
easy,
fine.
yes.
Yeah, the easy. No, I do everything from scratch. So he's saying you have to have another product that is not as labor intensive, that people are a little bit more familiar with. So I said, okay, I didn't know what to do, started that research, and then boom, this lady comes visiting. She comes to the house and she brings plain plantain chips. Now I have this habit of anytime I meet someone who is able to do something very well in the kitchen, especially older people, because that knowledge, you don't know when that knowledge
goes,
once it goes, that's it. And I said to her, teach me how to fry these plantains. And she said, you want to learn? You really want? I was like, yes, teach me. So I went over by her home, her son's home, and Miss Janet, morning. I don't think she's here on island, but went over there and she showed me how to fry the plantain. And of course, my mind starts turning because I'm like,
the entrepreneur in you was woken.
Oh, it was woke. I was like, okay, so this is a plantain chip. What I see on the market is a plain plantain chip. What can I do to elevate this chip even more? So I'm like, okay, let's put some different flavors on it. You see the spice blend that's on that? I created that.
Okay.
So I started to mix all these different spices and, tasting until I was like,
that's it.
That's it.
And it's like something goes off and you know when you hit it.
I know when I hit it. I know when people are going to enjoy it, because it's all about that first taste. So actually it's two. It's the first and the last taste, because you don't want something that tastes good but leave a interesting aftertaste in your mouth. But that first taste is what is going to spark your taste buds and your curiosity. You remember we talked about the experience.
Yeah.
And you say to yourself, what is this wonderful thing in my mouth? I need to taste it again. And so once I got it, that was it. And then I said, I like spicy. I like hot. I like hot things. I must admit that I nearly killed myself tasting all the different peppers that I was blending. So I was like, can I create the hottest chip around? And so this actually contains things like ghost peppers. It's a blend of peppers. So I started to research and I said, okay, now let me figure out how to blend this spice that is hot. And
you came up with it.
And it's hot.
Well, I'm adventurous when it comes to food, but you ain't going to get me on that hot one. I'm sorry.
I'm going to try. At least taste one off the air.
I will try the one that is not hot.
The honey barbecue.
It's too early for that other one. Now, as a small business owner, how vital is it to diversify your product line to remain competitive?
I think that, I'm speaking from my experience. I can't speak for every business because, for example, 2 years ago, we were in Portugal. And I don't remember the name of the business right now, but it was a lady who had built her business around a chocolate cake, a single chocolate cake. And so now people travel to Portugal just to try this chocolate cake. So it begs the question, at what point in your business do you need to diversify? If you have one thing and you do it really well, do you stick with that? How long do you stick with that?
Yeah.
And really it is just seeing how the business unfolds. Of course, you have plans in your business. I would like to move into this area and that area. But one of the things that I've learned is, yes, you can have a structure, but that structure needs to be flexible and adaptable. Because if you have it too rigid and you have it too tight, then you may miss other opportunities.
Exactly.
Or you may not be able to appreciate the way that things unfold. And so in terms of diversifying, yes, it is important, but you have to kind of measure and decide whether that's the right thing for your business and when it is the right time, like, that moment.
Learn how to keep control.
Yes.
Because it can consume you to the point that you become your own prisoner in your business.
Of course. And even within that control, learning to let go.
Yes.
And also appreciating the fact that I don't know if it's a controversial thing to say or not, but there's almost no bad ideas. It's just the timing may not be right.
Exactly. You're quite right.
So you have this idea and you put it out there and people don't embrace it. And you get upset and you decide you're going to throw that out. No, don't throw it out.
Right.
Put it on the shelf. There will come a time. And there is an actress that I was reading about recently. And 10, 12 years ago, she endorsed or she bought shares in a vegan shoe line. Mm-hmm. And it didn't work. But look how big veganism is today, right? In 2019.
Right.
So with your ideas, shelve them, keep them, because there may come a time, and even if you are not there to execute it, somebody else may be there to execute. Somebody else along the line in your business might be there to execute it for you.
Now, Lydia, when you look at all of these ideas that you have in your head, mm-hmm. what do you have in place for succession planning? Because it's one thing for you to have it in your head. It's another thing for having a very supportive family and you have a good customer base and so forth. But like you rightfully say, it's your dream, it's your journey, it's your passion. How do you get that out of there so that it can continue to build even on its own?
Well, I'm a writer.
Okay.
I am a writer, so I spend a lot of time writing. Now, whether anybody will be able to decipher all the writing. All the scribbles that I have. I mean, here is one of my many mm-hmm. journals and books where I write a lot of ideas, a lot of things down. I spend time with the family unit, they're part of the business, discussing, this is what, these are some of my ideas. This is what I envision. This is where I would like to go. Of course, you have your business plan. You have your long business plan. You have your one-page business plan. But it is there. But again, I'm not so rigidly tied to it in terms of, let's continue to see how it unfolds. So here are the ideas, here are the plans, but let's take it one step at a time, one day at a time. I have a friend who tells me that all the time and sings it as well. And if we take it one day at a time, then we allow for that flexibility. We allow ourselves to be adaptable.
You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and our first guest this morning, we put the spotlight and hear more about Powder Monkey. It's Caymanian-born, Barbadian-inspired business that specializes in homemade flavor gourmet marshmallows. Barbecue and hot plantain chips have been added to the product line, and telling us more is owner and founder, Miss Lydia Ray. We'll take a break. When we come back, a bit more on Powder Monkey, and we got to try to get into her head to see what else is in store. While we're off air, I'll dive into some of these samples that she brought here, but trust me, I'll keep far from the spicy one. Keep it locked to the Business Buzz for more when we come back.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Pedro St. James holds historical significance for many unique things. The Great House is the location of which the proclamation to end slavery in the British West Indies was read publicly. Following the Slavery Abolition Act passed in 1833, the purchase or ownership of slaves was made illegal within the British Empire. On May 6, 1835, 2 years after the Abolition Act was passed in the United Kingdom, the proclamation was read by Captain Anthony Pact on orders of Lord Sligo, who was the then governor of Jamaica. At the time of the abolition, there were approximately 985 slaves on Grand Cayman who were set free.
Radio Cayman's historical facts vignettes are proudly brought to you by Cayman National, with branches on all 3 Cayman Islands. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
When you need stability, think Business of the Year.
Considering a new career opportunity, think Best Place to Work.
When dependability matters, think Outstanding Workforce.
In need of a reliable financial partner? Think Bank of the Year.
When you seek excellence, think Cayman National.
No matter how many accomplishments we achieve, we always set the bar higher. That's why we are the most awarded bank in Cayman, and we are proud to be your
2018 Bank of the Year.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Always be prepared and ensure your family is provided for. Cayman Insurance Center specializes in life, property, motor, health, and liability at the most competitive premiums and affordable rates on island. Call Michael Webster today at 925-5433 for life insurance, or Denise Brown at 814-7229 for property insurance. Call them today for all your insurance needs.
CUC advises customers on Seaview Road in East End that they will experience interruptions to their electrical service on Tuesday, June 11th between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Areas affected include all customers from the junction with Frank Sound Road and Seaview Road to Health City Cayman Islands, including Cedar Lane, Tangelo Lane, and Sterling Lane. Health City will not be affected by this outage. Motorists are asked to drive with caution when utilizing Seaview Road, as CUC will have a number of vehicles and personnel in the area. CUC apologizes for this interruption, which is necessary to facilitate required overhead infrastructure upgrades to provide our customers with safe, reliable, and efficient power. For more information on the outage and streets affected, please contact CUC's customer service team at 949-5200 or email service@cuc.ky.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, keeping the spotlight on Powder Monkey and speaking with Miss Lydia Ray, owner-founder. And while during the break, I was not at all bold enough to try the red one. For those who, no. I'm going to be very nice, and it's called About Teamwork. I'm definitely going to give that opportunity to Susan.
Go, Susan.
I'm going to challenge her to really test and taste the really, really spicy plantain chips, but what I've tasted of the honey barbecue, and I'm a barbecue fan, big barbecue fan. It is delicious, and again, kudos to you. It is very tasty, and I can't wait to see what more you have up your sleeve coming along, because I know it doesn't stop for you. It's constantly evolving.
Yes, it is.
I just need to find out, how do you source your products? Something like plantains, when you look at the local farmers here, this must be a good thing. But do you get a bit nervous sometimes, understanding that supply and demand?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't. And if that happens, then we deal with that when it happens, or if it happens. I have about 4 different local farmers that I will go and get product from, that I will work with. And as I was telling you on the break, you have to allow for the fact that from every farmer, you're going to get a different quality product. So you're going to get different sizes and, believe it or not, different tastes as well, depending on the soil, the fertilizer, the things that they do. And that makes the product often exciting and unique. So when you open up a bag, you're going to get all sorts of different color chips, different sizes, different tastes, all mixed together, creating this beautiful blend. And I want to just encourage the listeners to visit your farmer's market. It's a little bit more in terms of price, but you know what you're getting. You're getting quality products, and you also can spend a little time. I love talking to them. You can spend a little time learning more about their products, their process, what they do. And it's a range of things that you can get there. Talk about fresh vegetables, fruits, everything.
Now, what would a price like this for a bag, how much would it cost?
Okay, so it often depends on our retailers. But it can go from anywhere from $325, $365. It just depends on the retailers and what their markup is.
And how can persons get their hands on your products?
Okay, so there are a number of different things. One of the first things I want to say is that we've now launched our website, and it's www.powdermonkeykman.com. So let's say that again, powdermonkeykman.com. And you can now order directly through us. But we have some fantastic retailers that we work with. Jake Scott, Wine Cellar, the one in Galleria Plaza, Westin. We have Red Bay Rubus. We have the West Bay Road Esso. We have Artness. And a new location, Casa de Soto, which is right in town on the waterfront in Quayside Plaza, I think it is. Mm-hmm.
Now, when you first got into business, on your journey to entrepreneurship, what valued lessons did you learn that you would be willing to pass to aspiring business owners?
Ooh,
even
so
though you're
much.
still evolving.
That's fine. So much. So the one thing that I think they don't really tell you about is the emotional side of it. Mm-hmm. So you have created something. I mean, my friend and I were talking about this. It comes from inside of you. It's internal. Yeah. So there is an emotional attachment to it. And what you find is when you become an entrepreneur and you are now, because oftentimes when you are working within an organization, the organization has the structures in place, whatever, you fall into that. But now you are creating all of that. And there is a tendency, you begin to learn things about yourself that you didn't even realize. Things that are good and things that are not so good. Mm-hmm. So everything is magnified. So whether you have insecurities, worries, anything like that, that is magnified. Right. You have to be willing to face that and have to be willing to work on that to say, okay, I reacted this way or this happened and I dealt with it this way. Was this the best possible way? What part of myself am I seeing? And how can I now improve it? How can I develop more emotional intelligence? Mm-hmm. How can I better myself from this experience as opposed to letting it spin you? Right. Because it will. It will. Recognizing that everything works in cycles so that your business, there will be times when you're going great and everything is flying. You don't know how long that period is going to last. Yes. But like trees that lose their leaves, there are going to be times when the business it's not going to be flying at that same level. And you have to ground yourself in that. Because if you don't, that's when you make knee-jerk reactions to things. And that's when you can take something that really isn't that big and make it worse. Yes. Because you go into panic mode. So understanding and recognizing those things. And lastly, the third thing, and I can't say this enough, is I would advise anyone to have moments of solitude and silence in nature. Wow. And it sounds strange, but the first couple of times you do it, your mind is going to go crazy. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, I got this to do, da, 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 da. You have to turn everything off. And I say in nature because nature it's very common. And you have to have those moments of silence because in those moments of silence, and I will tell you, you focus on your breathing. I have a teacher that helps me with that. You focus very much on your breathing as opposed to the thoughts. That will help to slow the breath, and the breathing is the one thing that can slow the mind down. And it is in that silence and it is in that meditation and quiet moment that you are able to, one, hear your instincts, your gut, right? That's when you're able to hear that. Mm-hmm. Because it's wonderful to have all these external people and things and information coming at you, but you have to be able to trust. And turn them down. Yes, you have to be able to trust yourself. But the other thing is that's when because nature in itself is creative. Yep. That is when creativity really, ideas come out of seemingly nowhere. But that's when you're able to be quiet and to be still and to be silent.
Have you ever been to the BRAC?
Yes. It's very quiet.
That's all I have to say.
But you can find it here too. You can find it here too in Cayman. But you have to make time for it, right? And it's something like, I have this to do and I have have that to do when there's so much to do. So those would be my 3 pieces. Embrace the shadow side of yourself and continue to work on that. Embrace silence and moments of solitude in nature. I'm not talking to shut yourself up in a room now, you know.
No.
You know, so that you can build trust with yourself and you can be compassionate and kind to yourself.
Excellent nuggets. Excellent. And what I'm hearing from you, an entrepreneur, and the message has been received by those who are ready to receive it.
Oh.
But you're so true, Lydia.
Thank you.
I will give you this opportunity to recap on any main points that you would like to leave with our listening audience or remind them of this morning.
Okay, so Powder Monkey, what makes us absolutely unique is the experience and the taste. And we would absolutely love to work with you and to help you to create special moments. So please reach out to us. Check us out on our website, www.powdermonkeykman.com. We also are on Instagram and on Facebook. Let us come together, put our minds together, and create something new. If you haven't tried our products, please try them. And as a note, we are looking to start at the farmers market the last Saturday of the month and the first Saturday of the month. So we're looking to start there for a limited time. We're looking June 29th. Put that in your calendar, in your phone. June 29th, we're looking to be at the farmers market. We're only going to be there for about 3 hours. You have a small window. You have a limited product.
Wow.
Probably between 6:30 and 9:30. But that's where I'm going to let my creativity run wild a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to have lots of free samples that you can come out and that you can try. All my Powder Monkey fans out there, I have the most wonderful people that follow us. Please come out and not just support us, but support the other farmers there.
As well.
Look around as well. You are going to find some fantastic products there. So farmers market, website, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. You know how to reach us. We're here.
And to the best of my knowledge, I think that's the last long weekend before a little break.
Yes.
Yes. So you'll be at the farmers market on the 29th, and we encourage people to go out, support yourself and the other farmers that will be on display.
Please do.
Lydia, it is always a pleasure speaking with you. I want to wish
Thank
you
you.
continued success, and kudos to you for not giving up at all.
Thank you. And I appreciate you having me back on the show to do this update.
Pleasure. It's
Thank
our
you.
pleasure. The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supply Insurance Center. I've been speaking with Miss Lydia Ray, owner-founder of Powder Monkey Treats Limited, and you can give her a call for your next event, 923-3924, or visit their website, www.powdermonkeykman.com. I'm going to put it over to Susan right now. After we come back, that's after the 8 o'clock news, weather, and time check. We'll put the spotlight in here, what's up the sleeves of 100-plus women who care Cayman Islands.
Thank you, Sabrina. Studio time now by Price Right is 7:59.
Price Right is Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore, making your dollar go further with huge savings and no membership fees. Get more of the things you use every day at the right price. But it's not just grocery and health and beauty. Price Right has a full range of products from office to automotive, patio furnishings to kitchen appliances, and even electronics. And since warehouse prices mean savings for you, everything is priced right at Price Right, Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
Access and information. Your community. News and information. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The Central Caribbean Marine Institute is issuing a special Healthy Reefs Challenge starting on June 17th. During the 5-month challenge, registered participants will complete specific activities each month that are identified as helping protect and preserve coral reefs.
We want to encourage action and behavior changes that make a real difference to the health of our coral reefs.
CCMI's Development and Communications Coordinator Beth Chafin tells Radio Cayman the Healthy Reefs Challenge invites people to join in a friendly competition where oceans and coral reefs benefit. Registration closes on June 15th, and the first Healthy Reefs Challenge communications will land in participants' inbox the following Monday. Each activity will have a point value, and participants will report their efforts to CCMI through the Healthy Reefs Challenge. The winner for each category will be announced at the annual Festival of the Seas Gala in November.
Announcing the winners of the Healthy Reef Challenge and our People's Choice Award at our annual Festival of Seas Gala is the perfect way to recognize those people and organizations in the Cayman Islands who are leading the way in best practices to protect and preserve our reefs. At CCMI, we're optimistic that the necessary collective action and societal changes to save coral reefs can happen.
The registration form and more details about the Healthy Reefs Challenge can be found at reefresearch.org/challenge. And a celebration of fashion, beauty, art, and culture is coming your way this month.
InStyle Cayman is our first annual event. So the event is the 28th to the 30th of June.
Local fashion designer and InStyle organizer Norma Ebanks says about 160 people attended casting calls for models last month. She believes it's important to bring local talent to the fore.
It's good for us to use our local because we all have talent. And what I realized, even during the first model call, we got over, I think, 55 adults and over 45 young ones. And I'm like, wow, it's an overwhelming response.
Working in partnership with the Alex Panton Foundation, the 3-day fashion and lifestyle event also aims to bring awareness to mental health issues and the challenges young people face in Cayman.
So we try to tap into doing makeup, doing fashion, to help them to be more confident with themselves. And that, I think, also help them to overcome bullying, overcome obstacles in their way.
It all happens June 28th through June 30th at the Ritz-Carlton. For tickets and more information, check out facebook.com/InStyleCayman. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Riot police are out in force in the streets of Kazakhstan's biggest city, Almaty, after a night of post-election protests. Police say they made 200 arrests after noisy protests and impromptu marches triggered by the brief detention of a dissident poet. The High Court in Botswana has decriminalised gay sex, which had been outlawed under a colonial-era penal code and was punishable with up to 7 years in prison. There were loud celebrations in the courtroom in Gaborone as the unanimous decision was read out. Amnesty International says it has evidence that Sudanese government forces have continued to commit war crimes in Darfur. It says at least 45 villages have been completely or partially destroyed over the last year. Amnesty blames the Rapid Support Forces, the former Janjaweed, for some of the violence. The same group is accused of killing dozens of civilians in Khartoum last week. The leader of a regional political party in Pakistan has been arrested in London in relation to speeches he broadcast from the UK amid concerns they may have incited criminal activity. Altaf Hussain has led the MQM from self-imposed exile in the UK for nearly 30 years. Mr. Hussain's supporters deny any wrongdoing and say the allegations are politically motivated. Lawyers in Taiwan have launched legal action on behalf of 8,000 people affected by a chemical spill in Vietnam caused by a Taiwanese company. Formosa Plastics Group has already paid the Vietnamese government $500 million in compensation for polluting 200 kilometres of coastline 3 years ago. BBC News.
What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Fathers all around the world are ready for Father's Day. What they're not ready for is more socks. Show Dad a whole lot of love this Father's Day with the Galaxy S9 or S9 Plus from Flow and get $150 off the price. Give the big man the handset he deserves to upload, download, message, and stay connected in style from Flow and save. Because this Father's Day, socks just won't cut it. See in store for full details. Terms and conditions apply. Celebrate Dad this Father's Day with Flow.
From happy beginnings to happy ever after,
BritK protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
95% of claims settled in 5 days.
Low-cost life insurance.
And investments.
Security in retirement.
With a custodian pension plan.
For happy beginnings and a happy ever after,
visit BritK.ky or call 949-8699.
BritK, where people come first.
RC Fusion featuring Billboard pop hit songs and more from the 70s to the 90s.
RC Fusion.
Weekdays from 10 a.m. till 12. RC Fusion.
Brought to you by Tasty Patties. Baked fresh every 30 minutes. Available at Tortuga locations, the Patty Express Industrial Park, and Bake It and Take It on Eastern Avenue. Get tasty now.
The Weather Report is proudly sponsored by Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky. New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it. Drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at what's happening traffic-wise and also weather-wise. Synopsis indicate isolated showers along with moderate southeast winds and seas will prevail across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours. Radar images show isolated showers south of Grand Cayman, which are moving towards the northwest. Now, the forecast for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the low 90s. Winds will be easterly 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Forecast for tonight, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of late night showers, mainly over Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. And temperatures will fall to the upper 70s. Your winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will be this morning at 11:46. High tide again this evening at 6:17. The sun will set this evening at 2 minutes after 7 and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:48. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Thursday morning.
Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center was the proud sponsor of the Weather Report, your one-stop shop for all of your household items, craft items, jewelry, beads, and decorations, and much more. Call Super Stitch at 949-2833 or email customer care at superstitch.com.ky. New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it. Drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at what's happening traffic-wise. Busy traffic coming on Shamrock Road just as you approach the Linford-Pearson Highway, and heavy traffic on the Linford-Pearson Highway. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady but flowing traffic. Traffic also busy on some sections of Crew Road, closer to town, and coming from the West Bay 4-way stop, light to moderate traffic flow. Traffic flowing moderately in both directions on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. Light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive, and in and out of Georgetown on Shedden Road. Things looking pretty good as traffic is flowing nicely. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions, and moderate flow of traffic on Northstown Road as well as Huldah Avenue and Thomas Russell Way. But that's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12. We'll update you traffic-wise. Remember 10-2 on the steering wheel. Have a good morning.
The 18th Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Sunday, June 30th at the Hockwell Theatre, is brought to you by the new Self-Help Community Foundation. This event is proudly sponsored by Rubis Eastern Avenue, Savannah, Red Bay and Jose's, Rainbow Realty, Cayman National, Mitsubishi, Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports, Agriculture and Lands, Barden Corporate Services, L&T Tires, Island Heritage, Reliable Industries, Markson's Furniture, Ministry of Health and Culture, and Muck Russ. Prepaid tickets for the 2019 Talent Exposition of the Arts at the Hockwell Theatre are available at Funky Tanks and Winter Circle Sports for $10 or $15 at the gate.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
And welcome back to the second segment of the Business Buzz right here on Radio Cayman. This segment, we put the spotlight on 100 plus women who care Cayman Islands as we learn more about the organization and their upcoming event. I'm pleased to have my guests in studio, Ms. Sandra Levette, 2019 Chair, and Ms. Jaslyn Bridges, Board Member. Ladies, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
For the sake of our listening audience, I think tonight something's going on.
Yes, tonight is our 14th meeting, and it's going to be taking place at the Harquail Theatre, which is our new home, our new venue. Networking starts at 6 p.m., and the event starts promptly at 7 p.m. And, you know, we're really efficient. The meeting stays to an hour, so we'll be done by 8 o'clock.
Go, girl. That's one thing I must applaud you all for, your keep it within the hour. But for those who may not understand the concept really and understand what this is all about, share with us some details on 100 plus women who care. How does it work and the amount of funds that you've raised for various charities so far?
So the Cayman Islands chapter of 100 Women Who Care was formed back in 2015. And to date, it's raised over $262,000 for 20 local charities.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And we keep it really simple because we're a group of busy women, and we know that people are involved in a lot of different things, but they still want to give to charity. So the group gathers 4 times a year for 1-hour meetings, and each member is asked to donate $100 to charity. And that night, the charity selected by the members' vote at the event walks away with the donation.
Right. I understand that even though you may not win the big prize, every charity that's pretty much shortlisted, is that how you call it, goes away with something?
Yes, so we call them our nominees. So they're invited to speak on the evening. There's three charities that are invited to speak. And in the last couple of years, we've been really fortunate to have some sponsors who will effectively donate $2,000. And so each of the other 2 charities, so that not the main recipient of the evening, but the other 2 charities that spoke as well, will each get $1,000. So no one goes home empty-handed.
Excellent. Now, this is your second meeting for 2019, correct?
Yes.
And the venue this year is at the Harquail Theatre. Can you state why?
We're always looking to refresh things. We like to keep it interesting, and we know that parking's important, a central location's important, and it just worked out for us to hold it there. We can have more members, so we'd love to see every woman in the Cayman Islands come out and donate.
Excellent. Now, please speak to some of this evening's highlights. What can people look forward to?
So tonight, we're going to have a welcome drink on arrival, which thank you to CDG for providing the welcome drinks. we'll have that networking hour that we talked about at 6 o'clock, and we ask some local vendors to come out. So there are items that the membership can peruse and take advantage of. So bring extra money if there's something you want to buy. We have great prizes up for raffles. And we've also this year teamed up with EventPro. So if for some reason you're having trouble getting to the ATM before the meeting, or for whatever reason you can't attend, don't worry, you can still give your donation online. Just go to eventpro.ky. You can make your donation online, and there's a small surcharge just to make it, to have that service, but we try to make it as easy as possible for people to donate.
Now, when you do the charities, how do you nominate these charities, and do they all have to be NPOs?
Yes, so we require the charities to be registered, appropriately registered, and then they need to separately register with us as well. So we don't necessarily go and just get the list and pull from it. We ask the charities to come forward, let us know that they're interested in being taking part, and then when participants when our members go in and register for the meeting, every time we have a meeting, every quarter, they'll go in and register. They have a chance to sort of select the charities that they would like to see presented that evening.
How do you actually keep check of what charities do with the funds that you give them? How do you know that it's being used for their purpose, their mission?
Yeah, well, they're asked to present on what the charity funds will be used for. So obviously we give the funds in good faith that that's what they'll be using the funds for. But we do check in as a committee just to see how things are going, if they can give us any updates on the progress of how that the funds have impacted the people that they serve in the community.
Yeah, and we did that earlier this year in February. I think I reached out to a number of the recipients for the last few years and just asked them, how what sort of impact that the funds have made to their organization. And a lot of them were quite gushing, which was great to see that those funds were impactful for their organization and that they'd really leveraged them well. Excellent. And were very appreciative. So it was great to see.
Now, we understand that events like this would not be possible without sponsorship.
Absolutely.
How do you keep them motivated and coming back? And are there any more opportunities for sponsors?
Absolutely. Well, first, I think we should just go ahead and thank our year-long sponsors, because there are people that support us all throughout the year.
Yes.
And, we've been going for several years now. So thank you to Sotheby's and Caribbean Creations and Intertrust, the Cayman National Cultural Foundation, who's our new venue partner, Hurley's Media, CDG, FSH Design, and Pinnacle Media. We couldn't do it without them. Right. Their support is really, really important. We also want to thank for this meeting our premier event sponsor, Walkers, who's donating that $2,000 that will go to the charities that are not selected. And, there's always an opportunity to get involved. We don't, as a matter of course, have any admin fees or any overhead costs. So everything that we have at the meetings and that we give to charity is given by the generous community. So we're always looking for premier event sponsors who can help make sure that every charity walks away with a donation. Right. We're always looking for volunteers.
And raffle prizes.
Of
so if you would like to get a little exposure for your local business as well, we gladly accept raffle prizes, because that's one of the things we do while we're counting ballots on the evening is we have some raffle prizes for everyone. And so we'll help give a little bit of PR to those people who donate. And so please reach out and let us know if you'd like to help in any way.
Now, what is the process like to become a member of 100 Plus Women Who Care?
So pretty simple. You can just go to www.100women.ky and you put in your information, and then that basically gets you on our mailing list. And then before the next meeting, so again, we only meet quarterly, right. So and it's not set. We will plan the next event as this one finishes, but sort of spaced out through the year equally. And so you'll get a notification that the next meeting's about to happen, and it's your invitation to go in and say, yep, I'm going to be there on the night, and this is the charity that I'd like to see speak.
And it's pretty much your donation of $100, correct?
That's it.
That's it.
What if you can't attend a meeting or you feel like you can't go back because you were once on a mailing list and you only attended one meeting? Do you have to pay all those back fees? Just trying to understand the concept.
Yeah, for sure. So no penalty at all. This is a giving circle. This is, meant to be because you want to. So if you missed a couple meetings and you weren't able to send your money in, then no problem. But ideally, what we would appreciate so that we do have, a sizable amount to contribute on the evening is that if you can't make the meeting for whatever reason, that you either send your $100 check in with a friend or you can drop it off at a few locations.
Yeah, you can drop it off or go to Eventpro. You can do it online, so really easy.
Okay. You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz as we hear about 100 Women Who Care Cayman Islands. The event takes place this evening at the Harkwell Theatre and I think kicks off at 7 p.m.
Yes, the meeting will start promptly at 7.
And networking opportunities start at 6. So if you're going, let's say, the Eastern District, just turn around this evening. Turn around, head to the Harkwell, and after you go and you just pledge your $100 and see how far that can go. The more women we have showing up, the more far-reaching our donations can contribute to make some lucky organization tonight very happy, and you will see the fruits of your $100 donation.
Absolutely.
We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get more on if there are any sponsorship opportunities and probably recap the main aim and why it was established in the first place. This is Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and again, it would not be possible without the kind sponsorship of Cayman Medical Supplies and Cayman Insurance Center. Over to you, Susan.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
And for 45 years, we have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Cayman's Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, keeping the spotlight on 100 Women Who Care Cayman Islands. I'm pleased to have in studio with me 2019 Chair Ms. Sandra Levette, and she's joined by Jaslyn Bridges, board member. Now again, if you're just joining us, this event takes place this evening at 6 p.m. Meeting starts promptly at 7, and it takes place at the new venue, the Harkwell Theatre. Now, let's talk a little bit about the main aim, why it was established, and the entire objective. Because all the monies that's collected here stays here. It's not going off island at all.
That's right. This movement was actually started by a woman named Karen Dunnigan of Jackson, Michigan. She started the first chapter of 100 Women back in 2006. She was approached by a charity that had gotten wind that women were bringing children home from the hospitals and didn't have cribs for them, so babies were sleeping in cardboard boxes. Mm-hmm. And so she knew that you could just go and get money from a big company and make a difference for one time. But she thought of why don't we get 100 women to give $100 and we can raise $10,000 and make a big difference. And it doesn't cost one person a lot of money. So that's what started this whole movement. And since then, over 275 chapters have been created worldwide, and they include men, people, kids who care. They have virtual meetings. They've formed across North America and beyond. So it's like-minded people that want to make a big difference in their local community.
So what type of charitable organizations are eligible for consideration?
So in the Cayman Islands, we require that you have your nonprofit certificate. So we want people to be registered with government as nonprofits. And we ask that they just get in touch with us. And we can go ahead and get them put on our list so that members, when they register, can nominate them for a presentation. And likewise, our members are more than welcome to make recommendations for charities as well.
Now, what if a charity has actually won before? Can they be selected again?
Absolutely, they can be selected again. We do have some rules around how often a charity can win. So if you're the main charity that's voted for, we ask that you have at least a year of, not being able to be selected for another presentation. And then the charities that are not the main recipients that receive the $1,000 on the evening, they have a shorter time period. But we try to make it fair. We're trying to reach as many charities as possible.
And that's fair. Now, what kind of impact is 100 Women Who Care having on the Cayman community you've seen since your involvement? What have you noticed?
So much impact. I think we mentioned earlier, we've raised over $262,000 in a short number of years, just in 4 short years. So having 4 meetings a year, that's a lot of money in a very simple business model, right? I think that is what drew me into the organization for sure. Is just I like the simplicity. I've always been involved in charities, one or the other. But really found this one to speak to the idea of being efficient and effective at the same time. So, it's 4 times a year, it's $100, and somebody walks away with a sizable contribution. And I know, just the charities, the recipients have been really impacted, and they're always willing to share with us, the impact that they've been able to make back into the community.
Yeah, I actually, I got started with 100 Women back when I was volunteering for the Cayman AIDS Foundation. So I actually presented on behalf of the charity and we were the selected recipient of that meeting. So I know firsthand the impact that the donations have on the local community. With the money that the Cayman AIDS Foundation raised, we were able to promote, our cause at a much broader level. We were able to hold art competition for local schools and get children involved in HIV and AIDS protection and education, and it just made such a huge difference, something that wouldn't have been possible without the funds from the 100 Women.
Did you all ever thought that this would actually even continue? When, going back in history and seeing where it is now and hearing the stories and seeing how impactful $100 the contributions has made to these organizations.
Yeah.
I think so, because I think a lot of women feel the same way we do about how the simplicity and the beauty of it, and it's a great networking opportunity. It's fun to see what the vendors bring into the night market. It's actually one of the things. Well, and I'm a bit of a crier, but I always bring tissue to this meeting because you don't even have a real sense sometimes of the number of charities that are in Cayman and what they do. And being able to listen to the presenters is so impactful. And I know, so the three charities get to speak on the night, and the first one goes, and in your mind, you're like, oh, for sure, they're totally getting my vote. And then the second person speaks, and you're like, oh, I don't know. And by the third person, you're crying because you're so torn because you really want to give the money to everybody. And it's really amazing to hear what's happening in our community. And it's and I think, so not only are we giving a financial interest to those charities, but we're also giving them exposure. And we have this great membership of people who are like, wow, maybe that's the charity that I'd like to volunteer for or get involved with or support. So I think it serves a few purposes. And I absolutely believe that this organization will last because of those things.
Yeah, I think it's such an easy model to follow, and it's so easy for people who are busy in their everyday lives and they really want to make a difference, but they don't have the time or the energy to take on anything else. The one thing I will say is that I think it's also easy for people to think, oh, there'll be enough people there. Someone else will be there, so it doesn't really matter if I don't show up or if I skip this quarter's payment. And that's it's really, really dependent on every person to be involved.
Yes.
So we really encourage everyone to come out each meeting, and we understand that it's not always possible, but please, if you can give your donation to a friend or if you can go online and make your donation, it's so impactful, and every donation counts.
Now, just looking at it, I'm quite sure you've received pledges that were never received. How do you handle that? Like persons, like what we say, you register, but you don't send it by a friend or send it in period. That would be deemed as a pledge. How do you deal with that logistically?
Yeah, we do follow up because we know people have the best intentions and life happens, things come up. So we'll send a reminder. But as we said earlier, this is not an organization about shaming anyone or guilting anyone to a donation. I mean, you do it because you want to do it. And so we'll send a gentle reminder and just encourage people to come out the next time if they can.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll ask for some contact details if you'd want to get additional information on how you can become a member, how you can become a sponsor, or just outright want to give a raffle prize from your organization to get the branding. It's a win-win. We'll hear more from Miss Sandra Levette and Miss Jaslyn Bridges when we come back.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with K-Man Medical Supplies. 100% K-Manian owned. K-Man Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by K-Man Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Father's Day is on Sunday, June 16th. Healthcare Pharmacy knows that some people don't believe in superheroes, but that's because they haven't met your dad. Healthcare Pharmacy knows what your dad means to you. And we salute all the dads of Cayman with a perfect collection of Father's Day cards by Hallmark and Shoebox. They also offer cologne sets, coffee mugs, picture frames, and much more. Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor and Governor's Square. Our Grand Harbor Pharmacy will be open from 10 to 6 on Father's Day. Make Father's Day super with Healthcare Pharmacy.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz that is proudly sponsored by K-Man Medical Supplies and K-Man Insurance Center. Talking and keeping the spotlight on 100 plus women who care Cayman Islands, which is a group of women who lead busy lives and want to do some good in our local community. Together we can. The group gathers 4 times a year for a 1-hour meeting, and each member writes a $100 check to charity that the group selects. This combined donation of $10,000 or even more makes a real impact without time-consuming fundraising events and planning. In studio with me this morning and telling us more is 2019 Chair, Ms. Sandra Levette, and she's brought along board member, Ms. Jaslyn Bridges. Now, let's hear about the mission.
Sure. Thank you. The mission is really simple, actually. It's a mission of hope to provide for those who are greatest in need in our community, and we're basically a giving circle. We don't have a bank account. We don't have any overhead or admin. we really just bring and rally the community together via this 100 women with their $100 checks, and we just literally pass that money back to the charity on the evening. So it's really simple and beautiful, I think.
What is your most memorable charity that actually won that really hit home to you?
I would say last meeting we had Jasmine was the selected recipient, and for me it was very emotional, obviously, but I learned so much. I realized that it wasn't just hospice care and people that can support people through end of life or long-term illness is that takes a special person, but I didn't realize that they also give care to the caregivers.
Yes,
there's respite
extended
services.
Family.
Yeah, so if family needs to go on vacation or take a trip or something, there's someone there to help them for them personally, because really you can't give if you don't have, take care of yourself too. So for me, that was a really impactful presentation, and I know that they're doing such great work over there.
Mm-hmm. Now, what if persons want to know how to become a member, get a part of your group, or even from a sponsorship perspective? How can persons get additional information about your organization?
So, for sure, all of that information is on our website. So, 100 Women, basically 100women.ky, and it's the number 100, so 100women.ky. In addition to that, if you want to reach out and give and shoot us an email, it's info@100women.ky.
Now, ladies, what would you like to recap and leave with our listening and viewing audience this morning?
Well,
I'll give you an opportunity.
It's an easy process. So come down. The drinks and networking starts at 6 o'clock. The meeting starts at 7 o'clock. We'll end promptly at 8 o'clock. We're at the Harkwell Theater. I know we do get questions about the donations. So if you don't have cash and you're bringing a check, bring a blank check, because you won't know who's going to be the recipient for the evening. And actually, we don't give the names of the 3 charities in advance. So everyone finds out together who's presenting when they get up on stage.
Excellent. But those persons who know you're going to be there this evening, and definitely get ready to present your organization. And good luck to those who knows who they are.
Yeah.
Good luck to those.
We're looking forward to hearing from them for sure, and it's great. The networking opportunity and the night vendor piece of the meeting is really quite fun as well. It's a good way to catch up with your girlfriends and have a beverage and just enjoy a little, almost a happy hour after work. Yes. And then we get down to business, right?
Giving back.
Yep, promptly right at 7 o'clock. And it's great. We have our MC's always there to carry the meeting with a little bit of comedic relief in between the crying. And then we've got all those great raffle prizes as well. And you'll be out the door by 8 o'clock, which is great. And we know that that's important to people on a weeknight. So.
Exactly, with kids and the little ones. Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a feel-good event for sure. I mean, I leave the event every time just feeling like, wow, we've made a real difference here.
And you are. Your group is making a huge difference and a positive impact.
Yeah.
Ladies, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for allowing us here on Radio Cayman and the Business Buzz to put the spotlight on your organization and keep up the great works. We want to wish you continued success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
It's been a pleasure. You've been in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. In this, our second segment, we heard from 100 plus women who care Cayman Islands. Our guest in studio was Ms. Sandra Levette, 2019 chair, and Ms. Jasmine Bridges, board members. Again, that's this evening, taking place at the Harkwell Theater. All women go out and support. It's a simple $100. Go out from 6, be there until about 8, and make a difference in some organizations. We want to thank our proud sponsors, Cayman Medical Supplies. Give them a call, 949-6211, and also Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. I'll take a moment in time and thank our producer, yes, Miss Susan, behind the boards, definitely producing all the shows here. And I want to big up and give a big birthday shout out to Miss Liz over there in the back. Happy birthday. May you live to see many, many more. And I hope that I know you were celebrating all the weekend. Keep it up, girl. And all the best to you. Until Thursday, have a safe and fabulous Tuesday.
Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by insurance agents Michael Webster and Denise Brown from Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in life and property insurance. Don't take chances with your family's future.
Oh, Cayman moon.
The voice of the Cayman Islands, Radio Cayman.
Shining down from above.
We love our listeners.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.